on glute contraction and extension at the top. Nice and slow and controlled. Extend the hip flexor, flex the glute, and then a slow movement on the way down. So for the monster walks, you're going to want to put a resistance band around your legs, get into kind of a half squat position, squeeze your butt, and walk laterally, lateral steps, like a monster. It's exaggerated, it's flexing the glute the whole time. For the plie squats, keep the band around your thighs. You're going to walk your feet out and turn them externally or laterally. And then, so your squat, your balance. What you're focusing on here is keeping your knees externally rotated so that they're not caving. So you're using the bands to push out and externally rotate the knees while you're squeezing your butt on the way down. Squeezing on the way up. Squeeze on the way down, squeeze on the way up. Here, we're keeping our feet together and we're just like externally rotating one leg, keeping the other one on the surface and using the glute contraction. So you're focusing on your glute medius contracting, really trying to isolate it so that your hamstrings and other muscles aren't doing any work. So it's slow, it's controlled, and you want to hold the contraction as long as you can. So 10 seconds, if you can work up to 20 or 30 seconds, that'd be great. And you're just isolating the glute contraction, really feeling that glute medius squeezing. And you can go higher, but you don't want to engage the other muscles. For the glute bridges, it's an isolated glute bridge, which means you're just doing it on one leg. A lot of times people will have the opposite leg kind of up in the air and they're pushing a big extension. On this, we're really isolating the glute. So it's just single leg, opposite leg is gonna kind of hang down, relaxed, close to the other foot. So not up here in the air. So it's hanging down here relaxed. This is the leg doing the work, but we want the glute doing all the work. So I'm not gonna focus on such a big extension. I'm just gonna focus on squeezing the glute and holding it. I like to hold for 3 to 5 seconds and drop and do it again. So next we have the wall stretch. So if you kind of walk your knees back to like a wall or flat surface behind you, and what you're gonna do is kind of pull your leg up and push against the wall. So I'll use my sofa, and what I do here is kind of get in position. From here on all fours, I'm gonna go into a lunge, and then I can kind of ease up into the stretch. And this is where I focus on a glute contraction, hip flexor extension, and really opening up the psoas, the quads, really extending those muscles and opening them up. You can do this like a butterfly stretch and push against your inner thighs with your elbows, or you can sit Indian style and push your hips to the ground. So kind of push your knees to the ground to release some of the tension in your hips. And for some people, they're like up here, so they're like, oh, you know, for me it's easy, so I'll just do the butterfly stretch. And then you can just kind of open up your hips. Okay. So for the pigeon stretch, this way. Okay, pigeon stretch. You can stay up here and really like focus on kind of putting your pelvis to the ground. If you're able to, you can ease into getting down to your elbows or even laying flat. On all fours, you're going to lunge your leg on the outside of your hands. Feel the stretch in here. You can come down to your elbows if that's comfortable. And you can also open your torso